What time is it? It's pin kit refill time! No, it's not really that exciting, but I figured I would let y'all sit and refill my pinning kit that I use in my van with me today. So here we see, for those who aren't aware, pins come in either packs, double packs like so. 175 in each one, so that's 150 pins. Or they come in vials like this, and I think there's 150 in the vials, so it's the same size pack. They usually run about the same amount. They make pinning stations for these vials. I don't care either way because I just keep them all in a box. And top pins, these are mostly bottom pins. So I'm going to move this out of the way and we will get started. Alright, to start off with a pinning kit, I can't really see the camera from where I'm at, and I tried centering it earlier, but I don't know how well I did, so forgive the camera angle there. Alright, so it's been a while since I've done this, and before you fill up a kit you gotta clean it. And basically that's putting the springs back where they belong that have floated out. And getting damaged springs out of the way. Keep shims and springs in here and here. So then I just go through and remove the pins that aren't supposed to belong. And typically, I'll just pile them up and throw them in scrap brass, but if I can tell what size it is, like if it's obviously one from here, and typically when I'm grabbing pins out, they have a tendency to go into the bottom container like this. So really I work my way from the bottom up on this a lot, because a lot of these pins are color coded to match the pinning chart up here to make it easier to tell where the pins are and where if they fall out. And then you'll notice they made it so that red wasn't below red. It's pretty close, but they made it so the color above it, if it dropped down, will be a different color. So that makes it easier to separate the pins and clean them up prior to refilling. The top row is master pins. Top 3 rows to here is master pins. Those are flat wafers that are used in master key systems. Locks on a master key system use 2 or more keys to open. One a master, which fits all the locks in a building, and possibly the door key for just that door, and then possibly submasters. If you have different buildings, you may have multiple keys that work your lock. There's no such thing as a standard master key. Master keys are all different based on how the system is set up. So you can't just go get a master key. You can't walk in somewhere and say I need a master key for so-and-so, because there's no such thing as a master key that fits all locks. One building may have one master key, another building may have another master key, but that is dependent on how it was set up. And that's what those top pins are for up here. And let's see how close we can get. And again, I know some of y'all already know this. I'm just telling it to people who don't. See these little flat pins right here? They're flat on the top and the bottom. And then there's another one right there. And then the pins that go in the bottom have this point on the bottom, and that goes facing the key. And that's why the key has little edges cut in it. Those little edges correspond to how deep this pin is. So when you have a regular lock, it's just using these keys. It doesn't use these. It does use a longer top pin, like so, and a spring above it. And that pushes that top pin down. And the shear line is between the two. When you put the key in, your shear line matches up and it allows the plug to rotate. So, I mean, you can learn about locks anywhere. I'm not here to teach you that. I'm just telling you the difference in the pins. So a regular lock would have just the top, the spring, and one of the pins with the point down, different lengths. And a master key lock would have one or more of these to make it work with two different keys, to make it two different shear lines. So anyway, that's a brief description of that. The kit's not too bad today, surprisingly, as far as mixed up. It is pretty empty. And but it's not too bad having to clean it. That goes there. And this looks like it goes there. All right, we're looking good. Not bad at all. It didn't take long. Sometimes it's rough. Definitely need some 171 pins here. Definitely need a refill all the way around. Another thing, these 195 bottom pins, they're supposed to be green. Some Yahoo, one of my distributors, decided to send me 5 thousandths. There's two different pin thicknesses, which is what this B3 means, B3 and B5. B3 means 3 thousandths, or .195, 3 thousandths long. 5 thousandths is not the same way. And they have a little bit of a different chamfer on the top. And when you're used to 3 thousandths, it just does not work out. So I made the mistake of not bringing a thing over here to dump these in. So let me find a container. Oh, and on this container, one of my Twitter buddies asked me about pinning trays the other day. He's making a wood one, and if I need a pin and tray, I found these little artist pallets that you're supposed to put paint in, and this little mini pallet that's only got 6, but you only use 7 if you're working on IC, so that works out as a good temporary pinning tray. What time are we at? We're at 8 minutes. I was going to try to keep this at around 10 or 12 minutes because I'm looking at some of my statistics on YouTube. I have seen y'all's attention span is a little light. Not pointing fingers because I can't point fingers, but overall as a group, you only pay attention to 3 minutes of a video, or 3 minutes and 26 seconds actually of a video. So we're like 3 times that already. So y'all will never see this part of it. Oh, and since y'all will never see this part of it, whoever it is that gives me a thumb down on my video automatically, you know what? Anyway, ain't no call for that nonsense. It's ridiculous. Don't like it, don't freaking watch it. Get a life. Go do your own videos. Anyway, so it's Monday, and I am basically getting set up for the week to get this ready to go for rekeys. Oh yeah, I needed those 171s. 177 could use a little bit. Oh shoot. That was just me rushing and me making a mistake on video that I'm not gonna edit out. Where'd my tweeters go? I'm not gonna edit out that, but we'll recover. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. 177. I dumped in the 174 because I was thinking about something else. Duh. Oops. It's alright, I needed the 177s anyway. Still need 174s. So after I do this, typically I will write down what my empty chambers are, and eventually that pinning list will get ordered and I'll get new pins in and come back and fill the kits up again. I do keep, and I've shown y'all the pinning kit video of pin kits that I keep in my truck. I do keep, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this 192. I do keep a full kit of woody in my truck because that woody I can take in if I do need to take it in. And here's another thing I do. Where's that 195? When the vials start getting light, let me make sure I'm not making a mistake again here. I combine the vials. They come about this full on new vials, so you can fill them up the rest of the way, save some room, because I really don't like the vials. I really don't like either one, but it's got to be one or the other. I'm going to top off that 204 a little bit. After this video, I am going to start back. I skipped it yesterday because it was Sunday, but I'm going to start back on my keychain reviews, which don't seem to be very popular, so I don't really care, but I'm going to do it anyway. 219. I'm out of 219s. That's not good. It's one of those that I kind of got to have. 237s would be, yep, I got some of those. Yay. So frequently you'll find a lot of time, and I'm getting towards the end of this, hang with me. Frequently you'll find a lot of time, like Kwikset uses most of the greens, like 171, then 195. Okay, take that back. Schlage uses most of the greens, but we'll just use Kwikset. So 171, 195, 219, 240, 264, 285 for Kwikset brand locks. But frequently you will find, and it's not due to the keys themselves, sometimes it is, but frequently you'll find maybe the manufacturer tolerances and the keys that are cut, even though they're dead on, sometimes you do have to go light. So if the Kwikset lock is calling for a 4 cut, which is a 240, sometimes you'll find that you have to use a 237 on deadbolts, on Kwikset deadbolts. I've found sometimes you even have to go deep, 243, and it's not on all deadbolts. And like, for instance, Kwikset uses their own manufacturer pins that are a bit different. Dedicated pins. These are universal pins that fit all locks, but there's different angles of tops and there's different angles of bottoms, and all that factors into how well the pins are lining up in the chamber and meeting the shear line correctly. So sometimes you do have to go light or go heavy, like on Baldwin locks, which are a Schlage style, old Baldwin, not new Baldwin, but old Baldwin locks, which are a Schlage style key. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put my bright ones in with my weathered ones. Wait till I use some of those. Frequently you'll find you do have to drop it down. So on Schlage it's 180, 195, 210, 225, 240, basically all the green colors. But when you're keying up a Baldwin lock, sometimes you have to go light. So you'd have to drop it down to a 237 or whatever the next size down is. And it's just sometimes just due to manufacturer tolerances. It could be any number of things. When I do have to dump, I kind of mix them up a little bit, rotate them, get those others, hope that the color kind of goes in. I need some more short, 303, 309, I can put some more 300s in here. Alright, looks like I am pretty good on the bottom pins. I'm not really going to go through the top pins right now. I don't have any master key jobs coming up. If I do, going back to that woody that I keep in the truck, I do keep it in the truck for Master Key Systems because it holds a lot of pins. Like the chambers are a different shape. So anyway, that's it for now, really. I'm going to come through after I get off the video and just write down these numbers. Looks like I definitely need some 219s, some 210s could be used, 270, 264. Did I even look for 264? 264 is out. Shoot. So yeah, I'm gonna come through and write down these ones that I'm out of, and you usually run out of the common pins. Once you get to about here for regular systems, you never really use these rows. Well, from here to here, I've got some spools here. I replace those because I very rarely use the long pins. So like this row right here is pretty much not used except in certain manufacturers. But that's it. It's ready to go back in the kit or truck. I need to write it down. I'm going to leave it open, but that's what it looks like above. I used to say lab right here. So yeah, I'm going to write down all these that I'm out of and then restock it when those pins show up. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good one.